Hello and welcome to Barry's Basics, where our guides are straight to the point and strictly only the basics. In this guide, I will be going over the basics of the Temperos boss encounter. Temperos is a boss that is fought using the fishing skill. It can be fought alone or with a team, as its difficulty scales based on the number of players taking part in the encounter. As far as requirements go, you will need at least level 35 in the fishing skill. As far as required items go, you will need a rope, a hammer, empty buckets, and a harpoon. Bringing an equipable harpoon, like the dragon or crystal harpoon, is recommended. All of these items, including a harpoon if needed, can be easily obtained during this boss encounter. As far as equipment goes, it is suggested to wear the angler's outfit or weight-reducing clothing. To reach the Temperos boss area, you will need to travel to the ruins of Unka in the Caridian Desert. Outside of walking through the desert, the easiest way to reach the ruins of Unka is by taking the boat just south of the Al-Kharid bank. Once you have reached the ruins of Unka, you can begin the encounter by boarding the large boat at the end of the docks. The sailors in and around these ships will occasionally shout out the time until the next Temperos encounter. If you are aboard the boat when the countdown ends, you will be taken to the Temperos Cove and the encounter will begin. To begin the encounter, take any supplies needed from the crates on the boat you landed in. You will also need to fill any buckets you have with water from the pump on the boat. After you've collected any needed supplies, you can leave the boat by walking down the anchor chain. During this encounter, there are several different mechanics you will need to be aware of. First mechanic is Storm Intensity. Storm Intensity will gradually increase during the first phase of this encounter and is displayed with the interface in the top left of your screen. This interface will also display Temperos' energy and essence levels, as well as the points you gain during the encounter. As the storm intensity meter fills up, Temperos' other attacks will become more frequent. If the storm intensity meter reaches 100%, the encounter will end and no rewards will be gained. The second mechanic is the Wave Attack. This attack is easily noticed as it will cause your screen to turn blue as it is charging up. This attack will cause you to be pushed back and to lose a random tool or some of your other resources. To avoid this attack, you can tether yourself to one of the ship's masts or a totem pole. This attack can also potentially damage totem poles and masts, which will need to be repaired with a hammer before you can tether yourself to them again. The third mechanic is the Lightning Attack. The clouds that float around the cove will occasionally begin to swell up and shortly after will strike the ground under them with lightning. This lightning can temporarily disable cannons and cause fires, which can destroy supplies when walked through. These fires can be extinguished with use of a bucket of water. It is worth noting that the wave attack will also cause any active fires to be extinguished. The final mechanic is the torrent attack, which will occasionally be launched towards the cannons and will temporarily disable them. To defeat Temperos, you will first need to deplete his energy level by filling the ammunition crates on the boats with raw or cooked harpoon fish. Harpoon fish can be collected from the fishing spots located around the cove with the use of a harpoon. These harpoon fish can then optionally be cooked using the shrines on the northern and southern ends of the cove. Cooked fish will deal slightly more damage to Temperos' energy level and will also provide more points than raw fish when deposited into ammo crates. After Temperos' energy level has been depleted, he will submerge. At this point, players will need to deplete his essence by fishing from the large spots near the central area. When Temperos submerges, the storm intensity meter will reset to 0%. While Temperos is submerged, his energy level will slowly restore. If his essence is not depleted before his energy level is restored to 100%, you will need to repeat the first phase until he submerges once again. Once Temperos' essence is fully depleted, he will be defeated. At this point, players will be returned to the ruins of Unka. When you are returned to the ruins of Unka, you can collect rewards from the reward pool just east of the docks, provided you contributed at least 1,000 points during the encounter. You will need a small fishing net to collect these rewards. If you don't have a fishing net, you can speak with the spirit angler next to the rewards pool to receive one for free. Rewards from this encounter include spirit flakes, which provide a 50% chance to catch an extra fish, a fish barrel that can store up to 28 raw fish, a tackle box to store fishing equipment, a tome of water, and more. This concludes the basics of the Temperos boss encounter. If you require more advanced information on this topic, you can find a link to the official Old School RuneScape wiki article on this subject in the description of this video. If this guide helped you, please take the time to give this video a like. If you'd enjoy more videos similar to this one, you can subscribe to this channel for easy access to all current and future content provided. To be notified of future content from this channel, you can also left click on the notification bell located next to the subscribe icon. Feel free to leave a comment to make a request for a guide similar to this one, and thank you for watching.